like a good example might be, say, what's happening right now in Israel. We think, well, on the one side you got the Palestinians, and on the other side you got the Israelis, and so it's like a binary conflict. It's like, and you got some countries supporting the Israelis and some countries supporting the Palestinians. So there's a binary conflict. We don't think in terms of a third party operating behind the scenes, manipulating both the Palestinians and the Israelis to perpetuate that conflict, to make it something that will kind of like drag the region down and drag the planet down with it. So this is the way in which Brownlee describes these custodians, that they operate behind the scenes. They're like a third force in international politics. And what they do is that they manipulate both parties in a conflict so that they then go to war whenever the third party thinks it's necessary. And so that's the way it goes. Now, Brownlee's not the only one to identify this. Another individual who also understood international conflict and the dynamics behind it was David Icke. And he was a little clearer about who these custodians are. So he described them as shape-shifting reptilians that rule the planet through secret societies. So in his book, The Biggest Secret, that came out in the year 2000, so he describes how these shape-shifting reptilians are able to infiltrate the ruling class, and they are then in a position where they can take control of elite institutions, political institutions, the parliaments, the militaries, the banking institutions, and so forth, and use that to control the planet. And they are very heavily involved in secret societies, that they have infiltrated secret societies, because these shape-shifting reptilians, like the custodians, are incredibly bright. I mean, their IQs are much higher than a normal human. So that enables them to manipulate humans, ordinary humans, by being able to take advantage of their superior knowledge and intellect or psychic abilities, and so they are able to place themselves in these secret societies. So the British and the world monarchies, they invoke these reptilians, or Sakars to be more correct. The Sakars are the ruling caste of the draconian reptilians. The draconians are like the soldier class. They're described as typically like between 8 to 10 foot tall reptilians that are like linebackers in football, very big, hefty beings. But the Sakars are like dragons. They're like Alex Collier. He was probably one of the first to talk about the Sakars at length in the early 1990s, and he described them as 15 feet tall, around 1,500 pounds, and they have these incredible psychic abilities that they can manipulate and control a person's mind. That's how powerful they are. So the Sakars, they are the ruling caste of the reptilians. So with Icke, he does describe these shape-shifting reptilians, and others like Alex Collier have described the Sakars as kind of like the ruling class of the reptilians. And so what often happens is that in these secret societies, they worship the reptilians, they worship the Sakars, and so they invoke them in these satanic ritual abuse ceremonies. So they are able to invoke them. If you've watched the movie Eyes Wide Shut, you get an idea of what a kind of an occult ceremony is like. There's a lot of chanting, invocation of different beings and deities, and so what they do in these secret societies is they summon these Sakars. Now, a lot of others would describe these Sakars or these reptilians as demons, and this has been known a long time, that in these black magic ceremonies that demons are invoked. Well, what we now know is that these demons are in fact these reptilians that come in from the fourth, fifth dimension. This is where I think